Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Nedarim, page 61, which discusses a situation where a person says a vow that I'm not going to drink wine, and they say until the Passover holiday. So since you said the word ad, until, we say that's not inclusive, which is ad v'lo ad b'chlal, and therefore because of that, you are allowed to start drinking wine at the very beginning of Passover. When you said until Passover, it meant specifically up until but not including the holiday. It becomes a little bit questionable when you say the words lifnei Pesach, before Passover. Now lifnei itself sounds like it's before the holiday begins, but the language could also connote something with regard to the holiday itself. And therefore there's actually an argument over here what exactly you meant. Now, what's the whole problem? All we have to do is open up a dictionary and we can understand what the word really means. So because it's unclear, we understand, according to one opinion, that this person is not going to put themselves in a situation of doubt, of uncertainty. And therefore, when they said it, they must have meant up until, but not including Passover. There's another opinion that says, no, a person sometimes does put themselves in a sticky situation, in a doubtful, unclear, unpleasant situation, and therefore it could even be including. It could be including even the holiday of Passover. However, even though there is an argument in this situation, that's only because it's something in which at least has a set time. When a person knows that I am not going to do X, Y, Z, in this case eat fruit or drink wine, up until Passover, I can flip through my calendar and I'll see when Passover is. Okay, I could handle it. Passover is in just a couple of months. It starts on the 15th day of the month of Nisan. It's not too far from now. Fine. So when a person does that, it's possible that a person may very well, under certain circumstances, under certain languages, a person may very well be including the holiday itself. However, when we're dealing with something in which is not set in stone, for example, until the harvest season, which could vary. Sometimes crops can be harvested earlier in one year, later another year. In that situation, that much of a doubt a person is not going to put themselves in because they have no idea when that's going to take place. And therefore, we're going to assume that that person is going to be using the earlier time, which is at the beginning of the harvest season, not including the entirety of it. But we see from here a couple of interesting disputes and thoughts regarding the mindset of a person. When a person says something or does something, would they put themselves in a situation of doubt? We would hope that when a person is involved in all of their actions, it's done with clarity, it's done with thought, and therefore because of that, you're not going to put yourself in any doubtful or uncertain situation. But again, the Talmud says that maybe a person does that, because it really depends on you as an individual. Are you being thoughtful in the process of all of your actions and words? If a person is, then they probably are not going to put themselves in a sticky situation or a situation where there's uncertainty, a lack of clarity, and doubt. However, even when a person possibly is under these types of situations, they're not going to do that when they have no end game, when there is no light at the end of the tunnel, when you have no absolute certainty when something is going to end, because there is no border, there's no delineated markings as to when you're going to say, I'm not going to keep this vow up until this point, but you don't know where that point is. So in that situation, a person is not going to put themselves into such a dire position. When a person has total lack of knowledge of the future, of when that goal will be accomplished, then a person is not going to be as lenient, if you will. And this is also the idea when it comes to our own goals. If you have a particular goal, as a lot of people during this time make New Year's resolutions, and you don't have any time parameters, you don't have within your goals specific times of when you wish to meet those goals, then it's going to be much harder for you to be able to get to those goals because there's no cutoff point, there's no deadline. And therefore, when a person does make goals and makes resolutions, you should do it in a way in which it's very clearly delineated without any doubt, and this way you'll be more likely to accomplish it.